Welcome to Ham Radio 24/7. It's Ham Radio here on a Sunday morning. I'm physically in New York, and we're going to be operating from the W1 Jonesport station. Looks like we have some solar activity happening today. I went over to 10 meters, and it was like nothing there. The band had just totally closed up. And that's what happens when you get a solar storm. It just wipes out the bands. There is some life on 15 meters here. We'll give it a try here on 15, and we'll see how things go. We have a chat window here inside the stream up to the right-hand side. You're welcome to come in, put in your comments, and we'll recognize you as we're operating here in the stream. If you haven't caught some news, the ARRL in QST magazine did an article on us. It's in the April 2025 edition, and take a look at that. If you subscribe to QST magazine, it's on their digital end. It's like near the back end of the magazine. I don't know the exact page, but Ham Radio 24/7 made the news in QST, which we're very happy about. And things are going very well with the live stream here. It's growing. It's growing here. It's growing on YouTube. And if you're coming in from Facebook, head on over to YouTube, Ham Radio 24/7. I'm on 21,247. I don't know what to expect. We did get hit with a storm here. KT Money, yeah, the bands are no good. 10 meters was completely shut down. Didn't hear any signals. I heard K1 Lima Zulu in there trying to work the contest, but not many callers. And good morning to Jason, November 3, Yankee Alpha Zulu, both coming in from YouTube. It's weird, the Facebook, anybody coming in from Facebook, come say hello. I want to make sure that's working. All right, let's turn up the volume. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? We'll see. We'll find out pretty quickly how bad the bands are by the signal strength. Hello, CQ, CQDX, CQ, CQDX, CQ, Delta X-ray. Beaming Europe from the United States. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, QRZ. 21,247. The bands are really, let me just turn the volume down here. The bands are not in good shape. You know, it's weird. I went to go to Solar Ham this morning. I see they're still operating, but there was a message that they're closing down Solar Ham. I don't know if anybody else is aware of that. And then I went to Whiskey Mike 7 Delta, another resource to get the solar activity, and I can't even connect. So I don't know if his website's down or what. So I can't even get the real numbers of what's happening here. I know that the A and the K or the K's over 5. So we're going to see if we can make the bands happen here this morning. You know, if any station's going to open up Europe, it's going to be this one. Just because we're closest to Europe and we have a propagation advantage. And we'll just see. I don't know what to expect. So I just got spotted. And we'll see how the activity is here this morning on HF. I'm Ray W2RE. This is Ham Radio 24/7, and we're live. We're live from my office here in New York, and we're going to give this a shot here. So let me say good morning to Des. Good morning, Des, up there in the UK. I think you're in the UK or Ireland. I can't remember. We got Claude in here from the 16th Division. Good to see you. We got Mike Zero, Oscar Mike Tango in here. Good to see you. From Newcastle upon Tyne. We got Steven, Delta United 3, stroke November 3, Mike, in the Philippines. Good to see you in here, Steven. And a very good evening to you there. 9 Whiskey 8 Zulu Kilo. Muhammad's becoming a regular in here. Good to see you, Muhammad. And I already said hello to Jason. So let's go. Let's turn up the volume here and see if we can make something happen. CQ, CQDX, CQ Delta X-ray, CQDX 15 meters. CQDX, CQ Delta X-ray 15 meters. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, QRZ DX15. CQ, CQDX, CQ Delta X-ray, CQ Delta X-ray, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, QRZ. Okay, Florida 4, Juliet Radio Kilo, 5 and 5, 55.
Okay, thank you. You are 5757 in Santa West North. My name is Michel, Mike India, Charlie Hotel Echo Lima, QSL.
Okay, Michelle, very good. Yeah, conditions very poor. Propagation very poor this morning. We have some solar activity here. I'm running 6 over 6 over 6, beaming your direction, running 1 kilowatt. Thank you for calling in, and a very good morning from the United States. Fox 4, Juliet Radio Kilo, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, 7-3. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. My working condition here is Foxtongo 1000 Mike Piper. My antenna is a long wire, 16 meters long, 4 meters above ground.
All right, at least we're hearing somebody. Okay, Michelle, thank you for calling in. Your long wire and is doing a fine job. Just propagation is very poor. Fox 4, Japan Radio Kilo, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, 7-3. Bye-bye.
Okay, 73. Bye-bye.
Thank you. QRZ, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Okay, the station from Scotland, the 2 Mike 0. Go ahead. 2 Mike, the 2 Mike or 2 Echo 0, something like that? Okay, 2 Echo 0, Delta Bravo Oscar. Good to hear you. You're 5 and 6, 56. QSL?
QSL, my friend, QSL, it's nice to make it over the Penn State side this dinner time from the city of Sheffield in the UK. The name is John. It's Juliet Oscar Hotel November, QSL.
Okay, John, thank you for calling in. Glad to see the band is somewhat open. I tried 10 meters, and there was no signals on 10 meters. Good to hear you, John. 2 Echo 0, Delta Bravo Ocean, there in the UK. Tell me what your antenna is and how much power you're running. Go ahead. Hey, Don. Alpha Delta 9, Delta Mike. John Wigman. 21247.
Sigma HF360, 18 foot, multi-band vertical, ground mounted.
Richard Cruz.
12 inches, a foot from the floor, QSL.
QSL, John. Okay, very good. Well, conditions aren't great. I don't know how long I'm going to stick in here this morning, but just testing things out. 2 Echo 0, Delta Bravo Ocean. Good to hear you, John, from the UK. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo from the state of Maine, 7-3. Hey, Vito, ON6, VL. 7-3, thank you. QRZ, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Mike 7, Oscar Bravo Juliet. Good to hear you. You're 5 and 7, 57. Go ahead.
Yeah, 5 and 9 plus 10 dB, sir. Only using 25 whiskies at this end, 25 watts. Lovely to speak to you anyway. Mike 7 OVJ.
Yeah, and what is your name? Your name and your antenna? Go ahead.
Yeah, what is Dave, Delta Alpha Victor Echo Dave, and the antenna is an end fed halfway with a 49 to 1 on 66 foot long, and it does the job. Back to you.
Okay, very good, Dave, with the 25 watts there in the wire. Yeah, doing a great job. Conditions aren't the best here this morning. The K index is a 5, so that means a lot of absorption going on. And the signals are going to be pretty weak compared to normal. I'm sitting here in Jonesport, Maine, running 6 over 6 over 6 stack monobanders here on 15 meters, running a little bit over 1 kilowatt, Dave. Good to hear you. Hope the weather here in where I'm physically located in New York is about the 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm operating this station in Jonesport remotely. Mike 7, Ocean Bravo, Japan, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Back to you, over.
Yeah, Mike, so
Hey, Vito.
yeah, you've got
Thanks
a
for the
lovely
5-9.
setup there. A nice station, 1 kilowatt, very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, we've got a son who lives in Boston, Massachusetts. Lovely place. Went and visited the lad, and yeah, very, 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 very nice place, Boston. We're running a FT991 Alpha. I'll repeat that. Yesu FT991 Alpha. I would say 25 whiskies, just a minimum setup. I'm a foundation license holder. You may know the setup in the UK. You go from foundation to intermediate and then to a full license. We're only allowed 25 whiskies on all the bands, so it's good. We get with 25 watts. It makes life interesting. Back to you anyway, Mike 7, OBJ.
Yeah, very good, Dave. Yeah, I'm very aware of the UK structure there. The foundation license, a fantastic idea. I wish they would do that here in the USA with the FCC. A foundation license would get all these technicians on all these bands here in the US. It would be fantastic. Get them hooked and then get them on the air. Very good, Dave. Well, thanks for all the information. You're sounding fantastic here, even with your 25 watts armchair copy. I'm going to see who else is on the band here this morning. Mike 7, Ocean Bravo, Japan, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Back to you for the final. Over.
Yeah, Roger, Mike, so OBJ returning. I appreciate the that you call me back. I appreciate that, I really do. Lovely to speak to you. You take care over there in the States, and all the best to you and your family. 73 from this end in 88. Take care, my friend.
73, Dave. Take care. Bye-bye.
Mexico 6, Zulu, Bravo, Ocean.
There's a big foundation license call sign with a big signal. Mike 6, Zulu, Bravo, Ocean, 5 and 9, 59. Go ahead.
Roger there, Ray. Yeah, I got a post on Facebook that you were live on air, so I thought I'd come and join you. It was me that asked you what frequency you were on. On my small iPhone, I couldn't see the frequency, but yeah, with the glasses or not. Anyway, Ray, it's nice to talk to you again. Name is John, as you got there, and the QTH is the city of Nottingham in the centre of England. Go ahead.
Yeah, John. Wow. Yeah, you're peaking 10 dB over S9, so maybe the bands are starting to come alive here. Very strong signal with the 25 watts there in the antenna system, and very good. Well, now you know where I am, and conditions seem to be maybe improving here. I'm in Jonesport, Maine. Jonesport, Maine is a station on a peninsula out into the Atlantic Ocean, and I'm running 6/6/6 stacked monobanders in your direction. Go ahead. Hey, Jerry Woods,
Yes, I'm running
K2GER.
The antenna is an MA5B multiband
K1
antenna. I'm sure
DMZ.
you're familiar with it. The power output is about 80 watts. I'm cheating slightly. I'm just using the radio power. But I'm on high ground here.
Oh, no.
So there's
You
nothing
shouldn't have said that.
between from the west out to the west. I've got a clear shot straight over to you. So probably one of the reasons you're getting me, or I've just got the radio set up well. Anyway, Ray, I'm not holding with you. Nice to chat with you. Have a good day and enjoy the DX. 15 meters seems to be wide open. I did try 10 myself this morning earlier on, but there was nothing happening. All right, Ray, best of luck to you. Ray, thanks for the contact again. 73s from M6FBO.
Very good, John. Good to get you in the log here. Very happy to work you this morning. And a very big signal. Mike 6, Zulu Bravo Ocean, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, 7-3. Bye-bye.
Mexico 1, Delta X-ray Alpha.
Mike 0, Uniform Delta Delta.
Wow, Mike 1, Delta X-ray Alpha, another big signal. 5 and 9, 59. Go ahead.
Mexico 0, United Delta Delta.
Beautiful over here, always do.
Sierra Yankee 2, Sugar Yankee 2, Bravo Echo Whiskey.
Delta Delta.
Yeah, very good, Philip. Very good. Yeah, you're doing great. Had a few people call in on the top of you, but what are you using for an antenna, and how much power you're running there, Philip? Go ahead.
Roger there, Ray. I'm only using 100 watts. I'm using a Year 2 FCDX101D, and my antenna's a CP, is a Diamond CP multiband vertical, over.
Yeah, doing a great job for you, Philip. And your audio's excellent, and the signal quality is very good. Looks like maybe we have a pipeline to the UK here, because I just worked another 25-watt station, and he was very loud as well. Well, good morning from the U.S. They changed the clocks on us here. We're now back to the daylight saving time of, it's 10:16 a.m. here now. So we're only 4 hours behind you there in the UK, unless you guys change the clocks, which I don't think you do. Mike 1, Delta X-Ray Alpha, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, back to you, over.
Roger there. Yeah, I think we changed our clock maybe 2 weeks after you, I think. Rather than always thought we changed them 2 weeks before, but we'll have to see.
Radio World.
They always mess them up, the clocks. I don't know why they don't just leave them there. Okay, it's 73.
John Ledger.
Thanks for coming back to me, call. I always
KC1QEM.
on the radio, and it's nice to finally speak to you, and I love your videos. 73 there, all the best, mate.
Thank you. Thanks for following along. Greatly appreciate it. 73 and take care. From Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Somebody mentions, have I ever worked KE5EE on the air? I don't think so, but he's anti-remote. He despises anything to do with remote. I don't know why. All I'm doing is making a long microphone connection to the site. But, you know, some people just don't understand the technology. QRZ.
Sierra Yankee 2.
Mike 0, United.
Okay, the Sugar Yankee 2. Go ahead.
Sierra Yankee 2, Bravo Echo Whiskey. Kalimera Raymond.
Sugar Yankee 2, Bravo Echo Whiskey, booming. A nice signal. 5 and 9, 59 plus here into Jonesport, Maine. Go ahead.
Yes, QSO. The last QSO for you, my friend, it's 8 years ago, my friend. 8 years ago. I'm very happy to speak for you again.
Yeah, 8 years ago. 8 years ago, I would be 51 years old. How time flies. You're sounding great here, my friend. Beautiful copy here, stateside. I'm running 6/6/6 stack model banders beaming Europe. QSL?
Yes, and Maya then is good. No problem, and the propagation is good, my friend. Whiskey 2, Romeo Echo from Sierra Yankee 2, Bravo Echo Whiskey. I'm very happy to speak for you again. 73-88 for you and your family, my friend.
73. Take care. Bye-bye. So that's the second time. Somebody said 73s and 88s to me. I'm hoping I'm not starting to sound like a woman here. I'm only joking.
Japan Delta, Florida.
Japan Delta, Florida. Go ahead.
Yeah, QSL, Mexico, number 3, Japan Delta, Florida. Name is Darren, over.
Okay, very good, Darren. Big signal, Mike 3, Japan Delta, Florida. We must have a pipeline to the UK, because you're 5'9", a little over. Very nice signal here. Go ahead.
Yeah, QSL, wonderful. Yeah, the band seems to be in real good shape. Really good conditions. You're 5'9 plus 20. 5'9 plus 20. Booming signal. Very good indeed. Okay, I won't told you there's a lot of guys calling you, so I was surprised
crazy,
to
Jim.
make the pile. Thanks very
10 was
much.
close for me.
9 plus 20, over.
Yeah, thanks for the 5'9 plus 20. You're 5'9 plus 10 with the 25 watts. So 15 meters is in really good shape at the moment. Mike 3, Japan Delta, Florida, Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Thanks for calling in, 7-3.
Yeah, my pleasure. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Sugar November 3, Delta X-Ray.
So Victor, Florida.
Foxtrot. Go ahead.
Oscar Mike 3, Kilo Fox, hello, 5'9".
Oscar Mike 3, Kilo Fox, 5'9 plus 20. Big signal. Go ahead.
Thank you. Also to you, 5'9 plus 20. Name is Eric, Echo Romeo India Kilo, running about 700 watts.
Okay, very good, Eric. What is your antenna?
It's a 5-element Yagi monoband beaming 300 at this moment. I can turn off the amplifier.
And now I'm running about 35 watts. How do you copy?
You went from about 20 over to S8.
Okay, so I guess it's working now. It's opening up. Thank you. 73 and enjoy the DX.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for calling in. 73, take care.
Good luck.
So I see Richie's in here. I listen every day. You're on the air. I'm glad we're bringing some value to you there, Richie. Thank you. QRZ.
India Zulu 5, Whiskey Papa Zulu.
Victor Fox Fox.
Italy Zulu 5, Whiskey Papa Zulu. Ciao, gracias. 59 plus 10. QSL?
QSL, you're fine in plus 20 in Italy in this moment, Roger.
Thank you. 59 plus 10. I'm running 6 over 6 over 6 from Jonesport, Maine. How's everything there in Italy? Go ahead.
It's correct. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. 73.
73. Thanks for calling in. Whiskey 2, Radio Echo, QRZ.
Golf 6, Victor Fox Fox.
Golf 6, Victor Fox, big signal, 59, 59 plus. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're 59 plus to the Isle of Wight. Nice to hear you again. Name is Steve, QSL.
The Isle of Wight. Very good, Steve. You're sounding great here into Jonesport, Maine. Propagation isn't the best, but we're having fun. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just running about 100 whiskey, a long wire, 20 feet in the air, 1 mile from the sea. QSL?
QSL, Steve. Fantastic. Beautiful copy here. Thanks for calling in. 73.
Yeah, 73. Have a great day. Bye.
Germany 8, Hotel Bravo.
Okay, QRX, one moment. Yeah, so conditions aren't the greatest here this morning. And I'm probably going to stick in here a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is, I think there's a lot of people out here that never operated the digital modes like FT4 and FT8. I think I'm going to scoot over to FT8 for a few minutes. I'm going to scoot over to FT8 for a few minutes and just show you our software, our proprietary software here in the cloud. And when I do this, some people are just amazed when I go over to FT8, because what happens is this console that you see behind me right now, or above me, or however you're looking at the screen with the band scope, is now going to turn over to FT8. And what I want to do this for is I want to be able to communicate with you this morning and tell you what's going on while the FT8, as I'm logging people on FT8. So let's do that for a few minutes. I'm going to go over to FT8. So now I went to FT8. I have a completely different console here. I have a console that's going to be receiving and transmitting signals here. I'm going to turn the volume up here a little bit so you can hear it. Right now, the meter's pegged at S9 plus 20. So that tells me the band is open. Basically, how this works is I find a frequency here called the Find TX gap. So I'm going to hit that right now. I'm going to put the radio in CQ mode. And I'm going to call CQ here on FT8. And wait until you see the magic happen here. See all the stations to the left-hand side? I'm going to change that to me only. So basically, I changed it to me only. And we're only going to see the people that are calling me. And I'm going to tell you, I don't know this for sure, but there's going to be a lot of people calling. FT8 is very, very popular in ham radio right now. It gets the little guy that's sitting with that dipole in his attic on the air. And just watch how this works. There you go. I already have 4 stations calling me. I'm working Fox 6 Bravo India Alpha. He's in France. I got a plus 15 from him. Also, Mike 0, Papa Mike India's in there. Fox 5 Sugar Queen, and Delta Lima 1 Hotel. If you're watching this on an iPhone, it'll be very difficult, or a smartphone, it'll be difficult to see. But if you're looking at this on a computer screen, you could see the 4 stations that are calling me. And what I'm doing right now, I'm sending my report to him, so it was a plus 19. So the DX report was plus 19. My report to him was plus 15. And now I'm sending F6 BIE Roger 73. And let's just see if we work this guy. So this is how we operate digital modes remotely. It's very, very simple. We've taken all the pain out of it for hooking up the cables and getting the software correct in our remote software. So now you'll see a pop-up come up. Fox 6 Bravo India Alpha. It says to log it. So I come over here, I log it, and now what that does is it puts it into my logger, and then it spits it up to the logbook of the world for me automatically. And that's how this works. This is how all this works here. It's very elegant, very sweet. It's probably one of the best well-kept secrets in ham radio until I started streaming it. This is how we operate FT8. Now look to the left-hand side. I can't work all those stations quick enough. I would have to go into like some kind of DX mode, FT8 to work all of those stations because there's already 100 stations calling me. Look at them all. Look at them all. They're all calling. So right now I'm working United Radio 5, Tango Lima, and we don't. Being that RTTY's not very popular anymore, we haven't spent any time to code it in here. You can operate RTTY remotely, but you have to use an external software. See, we allow N1MM and Ham Radio Deluxe and all these other softwares connect with our remote service, but what we have coded to make it simple is the FT8 and FT4 modes. RTTY's just not popular anymore. RTTY's only popular during contests. And being that, there's only a couple major RTTY contests a year, it's not worth spending any efforts to spend any time on RTTY since nobody uses it anymore. Does anybody even use RTTY outside of a contest? I don't think so. So look at all the stations calling me right now. I got a Yankee Oscar 4, I got a United Sugar Zulu, and the software is automatically picking all of this out. So I'm working Echo Alpha 1 Italy Oscar Kilo, and the callers are just endless here. So we have a bunch of 100-watt sites and dipoles that are I'm not trying to sell anything here. But we have 100-watt sites with dipoles that are very inexpensive. For what it costs to go get a cup of coffee at Dunkin' Donuts, you could be on the air for an hour working stations on FT8 and FT4 because it's that potent. When you get on FT4 or FT8 with 100 watts and a dipole, it opens up the whole world to you. You can't do that on sideband. You really can't. I mean, you're not going to call CQ on sideband with 100 watts and a dipole and get many callers, unless it's exceptional propagation. But what FT8 and FT4 does, it amplifies, it adds 25 dB a gain to your signal, right? So I'm just sitting here working, guys. It's just unbelievable how this software works. I'm even in awe. And this is part of something that we've developed. I know nothing about software. I'm the last guy that could ever figure out anything like this. I'm the tower guy. I maintain the towers and build the sites and maintain them. I have a whole team that codes all of this stuff. And here we go. We're working a stateside guy, Kilo Golf 5, Hotel X-Ray Radio. See, FT8 and FT4 doesn't, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't discriminate. It's gonna pick the next one in the queue. So I could just sit here, and I could, by the way, I could take my mouse and click any of these stations calling me here to the left-hand side. So this is how we're doing digital modes, or FT8, FT4 in the cloud. It's really amazing how this all works. So let me, while this thing is transmitting, and I'm working guys here left and right, let me just say hello to a bunch of people in here. We got the Mafia Farm in here. Whiskey 9, Charlie Oscar Delta. Mafia Farm. Love it. Love the name. Believe it or not, when I was in the Teamsters Union, I had my, I shouldn't say this too loudly, but I knew a little bit about the Mafia. All right? Teamsters in New York, Long Island. That's where my Teamsters Union was. And I was a shop steward, so I don't know if that's what your name means, but Maybe your last name for all I know. We got Kid 27085 in here. Good to see you. We got Martin in here saying good morning, America. Good to see you in here as well. So we're on FT8 here. I just want to communicate with you a little bit and talk. Because when I'm running stations on sideband, I really can't talk to the audience here that's following us. And by the way, I greatly appreciate so many people being in here. We're trying to bring ham radio to the masses, and we're succeeding, right? Who else? Oh, maybe there could be, but maybe they don't, mention it. But we got 5 million views to our content on Facebook alone in February, and YouTube is starting to take off. The QST, April QST just came out yesterday. And the QST came out yesterday. And I should really know what page it is. So if you have QST on digital, they did an article about our social media presence. The ARRL is now recognized how powerful social media is to ham radio. And they dedicate a column each month to a YouTube streamer, which I would like to tell the ARRL, Facebook is just as popular as YouTube for hams, and the content creation on Facebook is probably growing quicker than YouTube. Because I see the numbers myself, and I could see that Facebook is really trying to compete with YouTube for content creation. So anyway, the ARRL did an article about ham radio 24/7, and this is how powerful this is becoming. Anyway, I just worked the Radio 6 Yankee Bravo X-ray. If you look to this side, if you look to the side, the red and the white is all the stations that are calling me, and it's endless amount of callers. I see a Yankee. I even see a Yankee Bravo in there. That's Indonesia calling me. That's pretty impressive, right? Could I've heard the Yankee Bravo on sideband? No, because his signal report that I'm receiving him out is a -11. So again, FT8 and FT4 has its purpose, right? Got to remember, not everybody has a big signal on HF. There's a lot of cams that are in HOAs that are using an antenna off their balcony. They're using a dipole in their attic. They're running a piece of coax to their car and trying to get on the air. And this is where FT8 and FT4 gets them in the game. Is it boring? It's kind of, because I'm not really doing anything here. The computer is doing all the heavy lifting here. But to contact people around the world with your transmission signal is still pretty cool to me. So, John, I'm on 21074. I'm on FT8. I'm working Europeans left and right here. I'm working Oscar Hotel 6 November Victor Charlie right now out of Finland. And now I just got the pop-up to log him. Once I hit this log it goes into my logger, and then it sits there until the top of the hour. So in 26 minutes, his log is going to be uploaded to the logbook of the world for me automatically. That's how sophisticated we made this. And I got some really good news for you guys in Europe or anywhere in the world. We've now opened up Croatia and a station in Bosnia to anybody that has a SEPT agreement with that country to operate it remotely. So it's no longer, this model is no longer just open to U.S. hams. If you're physically sitting in Europe right now and you want to get on the air with a big signal and have some fun and be DX, you can actually be part of 9 Alpha and Echo 7. All you have to do is, this is all you have to do. For me, example, if I was to operate the Echo 7, I call Echo 7 stroke Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. And you could do the digital mode just like I'm doing right now from Echo 7. For me, I have a Croatia call sign. It's 9 Alpha 5 USA. You would have to sign 9 Alpha stroke your call. So let's just give an example here. My good friend, I'll use Mika. We just worked him on FT 8 here, Oscar Hotel 6 November Victor Charlie. Let's just say he wants to operate from Croatia. He comes to our service. He signs up. He has to have credit on file. Then he goes, connects to the station in Croatia. He signs 9 Alpha stroke Oscar Hotel 6 November Victor Charlie. He could start a whole new DXCC from that country. We put Echo 7. We put Echo 7 on the air last week. Last week, we put Echo 7 on the air. There's already station operators from the U.S. already have DXCC from Echo 7. We're probably going to have to add more stations at some point. Right now, we're just feeling the waters to see how much of demand there is for this type of operation. So right now, we have 3 stations in Croatia and 1 station in Bosnia. So you have 4 stations to operate from. The bands are split up in Croatia. So let's just say if you want to get on 15 meters, you would pick the station that has 15. There's a station that has 30 by itself, and there's a station that has 17, 80, and 160. But this is the cool stuff we're doing that the world really doesn't know exactly because we really don't talk about it much. So here's 9 Alpha 2 Kilo Sugar from talking about Croatia. Just worked him on FT8 here. So you see how it works? This is pretty cool stuff. So if you ever thought about getting on FT8 and FT4 and you looked at it and you're like, oh, this WJFT software, the complications, I got to get these wireless, you got to get all these audio cables and COM ports, and I don't know. I don't know how. I'm not an IT guy. I could tell you personally, I would not be on FT8 or FT4 unless because of this stuff. Because we have this software, I'm on those modes. Because it's really not that important for me to be on FT8 or FT4. But we've made it so simple for hams to get on the air with this software in the cloud to operate the digital modes. This is why it's become so popular. I got so many callers right now. Look at them all. Look at them all. That the red and the white. That's how many people are calling me. I can't work them fast enough. And I could actually go to one of the 100-watt sites and do the same thing. Believe it or not, I can go to one of the 100-watt sites here. I got a dipole in a tree 15 miles from me here. It's called W2RE. It's got a flex radio, flex 6600, and a off-center fed dipole at about 70 feet in a tree. I can get on there, call CQ, and have a pileup. That's because the digital modes, FT8 and FT4, is so popular in ham radio. Some people think that FT8 and FT4 has ruined the hobby. No. I say it saved the hobby. Think about all the people that are on the air now because they can. Got to remember, not everybody has a big station like I do, where I can get on there and generate a pileup every day. Not everybody has a tri-bander at 60 feet and have fun in a hobby. Most hams are running a dipole in a tree. Most hams are running 100 watts. And this is where FT8 and FT4 has come in and saved the hobby. It really has. There's actually 3 things that saved the hobby. One is the digital mode, FT8, FT4. The second is remote. Remote operation is getting so many people on the air. Keep in mind, you could, if you want to, you could make a friend in ham radio that has a tower and say to him, look, I know it costs you so-and-so amount of money to keep that station up and running every year. I would like to contribute to your station if you will allow me to remote into it. Got to keep in mind, every radio manufacturer today is putting remote technology into their radios. Why? Because that's the future. Look at the new ICOM 7600 or 7700. You could take the remote head off the radio, put the remote head at your QTH, and have the base of the radio 500 miles away from you. And of course, Flex Radio is the leader in all of that, right? I mean, you can have a Flex Radio at a remote location and operate and doing exactly what I'm doing. It's not going to be as elegant as this with the software we have. Our software is in a league of its own. We're 10 years ahead of everybody else in this field with the remote technology. But again, this is where this hobby's going. Remote operations, digital modes, and the third thing I think is really not talked about much is the youth explosion. I hear people saying all the time, "Oh, we don't have enough youths in the hobby." They don't have no idea. We have numbers that would blow your mind on the youth explosion in ham radio because we deal with them. They're joining our service because any kid under 21 years old gets to operate our service for free. And we have 13 dedicated stations for the kids. And we don't ask for a penny from the ham community. Not one single penny have we asked from the ham community for this program because we self-fund it. And we have 13 stations. Some of them we own outright, and some of them are graciously donated by hams. That alone, it may not sound like a lot, 13 stations, but 13 stations is enough for 1,000 kids. And we've had, it became so big for us, the youth explosion, that we had to lower the age requirement from 26 to 21. And this was exactly what was put in the QST article. If you go to April's QST Digital, you'll see how the ARRL actually mentioned the RHR youth program. It's the first time it's ever been mentioned in a magazine. It's the first time that any organization other than ours has even mentioned it. And this is where this hobby's going. So 3 things that's happening. Digital modes is saving the hobby. Don't listen to all the negativity on these forums. Oh, it's ruining the hobby. Bullcrap. You know what? It's not ruining it. Remote operations. Anybody could remote today. There's pay-for services. There's free services, which are not very good. And then, of course, you can build your own remote station, which I'm building a bunch of them this spring for people. You're going to see me out in the field building these stations for people out in the field. And the third one is you can remote your buddy's station. How about this idea? You're in an HOA. You're in an HOA, and you're in a beautiful house in Florida or whatever. You don't want to pay for service to operate. How about going to the local garage in town where it's commercially regulated and ask them, "Hey, can I put a 30-foot tower alongside your building here and put a tri-bander on it, and I'll pay you monthly to use my equipment?" I just thinking outside the box here, right? Just thinking outside the box because listen, we have 43 stations on the network. We had to figure out ways to get stations on the air. And, every one of my kids that have a house have a dipole in their trees. My mother, who's 83 years old, has a tower in her yard, right? So these are the things that we do to add more stations. So think about that as another option to get on the air. See, what I do here with Ham Radio 24/7 is to bring ham radio to the masses. And many people around the world that watch, I mean, this is just not a U.S. thing. Many people around the world that watch us want to get on the air. That's their ultimate goal. And the reason why this is so popular, because they're watching me operate, is because they can't do it themselves. Like right now, I'm working Radio 4 Papa Echo Zulu, somewhere's in Russia, and I'm working him on digital modes. I'm physically sitting here in New York physically sitting here in New York. My digital signal is going through the ISP to Jonesport, Maine, where I'm running 6/6/6 on 15 meters. Who would have thought of that 10 years ago, right? I mean, digital modes weren't even here 10 years ago, like to this capacity. You know, things change in the hobby, right? Somebody asked earlier, do you have RIDI coded in your... No. Why would we have RIDI coded? Nobody uses RIDI anymore other than a contest, right? So, yeah, so Mike Zero, Oscar Mike Tango says he has a repeater at his parents' house. Sometimes you have to think outside the box, right? One of my kids is getting a nice QTH. One of my kids is getting says transmit watchdog. So here's a perfect example. I haven't done anything here in the last 10 minutes, and it says, and this is how you get logged off, right? If you haven't done anything in 10 minutes, the transmit watchdog comes up and tells you, are you still here? And if you say no, you get disconnected from the site. Or if you don't say anything, you get disconnected from the site. Anyway, let's that's enough of that. Let me get out of this FT 8 here. And I'll go back to upper sideband here. Let's go to 21,333. So I just wanted to explain to you a little bit about what we're doing here with FT8 and FT4. No, we do not sell this software. A lot of people want this software. Problem is, we've put so much time and effort into this software for our remote service that we do a disservice to ourselves by opening this up to everybody else. Because quite honestly, somebody could easily figure out how we're doing this if they had access to it. Especially on the back end of it. You know, I'm not an IT guy. My IT team does not want to put this for sale. But what would make sense, Rick? What would make sense is if I'm a radio man. See, I'm always thinking as an entrepreneur. If I'm a radio manufacturer, and I'm looking at the future of ham radio, every radio manufacturer is now remoting. Could you imagine a radio manufacturer selling a radio, but besides selling the radio, they're selling you the possibility of accessing 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 60, 100 stations right from their radio? That's where the radio manufacturer should be looking. Imagine this software in somebody's radio. You connect the radio and you pop up, and this software comes along with the radio, and you have access to 25 stations other than your own. Okay, here's a perfect example. Say you have a butternut vertical in your backyard, and there's a new DXCC that comes up, and the pileup is insane. And you tried for 3 hours on that butternut vertical and couldn't work that DXCC. All you have to do is just push a button, and now you're remoting to any of. And it could be a amount of stations, right? People could make agreements with the radio manufacturer to lease back their station to the radio manufacturer. The radio manufacturer should be in this business. This is the business they should be in. But, you know, it's not going to happen now. Is it going to happen in 5 years? No. Is it going to happen in 10 years? Yes. I think in 10 years from now, every radio manufacturer is going to sell you a radio with the option of you to remote into their own stations. It makes sense. It makes sense. So let's turn up the volume here. Let me find a frequency here.
Alpha, Delta, Alpha. Delta, Oscar, 1. Alpha, Delta, Alpha, Delta contest.
Whiskey 2, Radio Echo. Whiskey 2, Romeo Echo. Okay, what do I give you for a report? 001?
Negative, you have to say your age, so the number, this Use your aid to report an aid.
Okay, 5959. 5959. And what is your call sign?
The call sign is Delta Oscar 1 Alpha Delta Alpha.
Okay, 5959. Good luck in the contest. Bye-bye.
Thank you for 5973. Good luck.
All right, so there's some kind of contest going on. I worked at YL.
Yeah, this is Delta Oscar 1.
All right, see what else is on the band here. Just zooming out here. And another thing, I'm zooming out so I could see more of the band spectrum and see what's exactly going on. There's a lot of signals on the band here this morning.
Echo 7 Yankee.
Your call again?
Echo 7 Yankee.
Echo 7 Yankee, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Whiskey 2 Radio Echo 5920.
Roger, 5959. Where are you located?
Sarajevo, QTH.
What's the country? Your country?
Herzegovina.
Okay, Echo 7 Yankee, thanks. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, bye-bye.
73, thank you. QRZ, Echo 7 Yankee.
Where's Echo 7 Yankee? I couldn't even understand what he was saying. I think Echo 7 Yankee's in Indonesia.
Echo 7 Yankee, Echo 7 Yankee.
There's anybody in here in chat could tell me where Echo 7 Yankee is? He's loud.
Echo 7 Yankee, Echo 7
You could hear the flutter on his signal. Interesting.
5 United Sierra Lima. United Sierra Lima.
Okay, let's see what else is here.
John, I appreciated the contact 70 trace and good DXing. M1 Alpha Lima Golf 70 trace. Enjoy operating. Thank you.
Very much for telling me. Now I got it.
All right. Let's go back to CQ in here. I'm going to stay in here another 30 minutes or so. I got a birthday party to go to today. Yesterday I worked on GXPs in the garage. And today I'm going to relax a little bit. All right. Is this frequency in use? Is this frequency in use? And by the way, I should make it very clear. I'm not here to sell anything to anybody. I'm just showing you what we do here. I don't care if you buy something or you don't. Honestly, I really don't. I'm so busy as it is now with the tower work, with the remote service, and getting ham radio to the masses with ham radio 24/7. And besides, I run a real estate company. I got a bunch of Airbnbs that I rent. So I don't need to sell anything. I'm just trying to get ham radio to the masses here, and that's the ultimate goal, is to get this ham radio 24/7 to people that have no idea what ham radio is all about. And honestly, I think it's working, because who else is getting 5 million views a month to content on social media and ham radio? I'd love to know if somebody else is doing it. I'd love to see the numbers. I post the numbers. I'm completely open to the public. I posted my numbers in February, 5 million views. Facebook and YouTube put these numbers out. YouTube was only about 100,000 views in February, but I'm just getting started on YouTube. QRZ, is this frequency in use? All right, 21320. CQ, CQDX, CQ, CQDX, CQ Delta X-ray. CQ Delta X-ray. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, QRZ. Yeah, okay. I should have known Echo 7 was Bosnia. He had so much flutter on it. It sounded like it was coming from Indonesia. Thanks for the update. I actually have a station. I could connect to Bosnia right now if I wanted to, right? Funny. The Delta Lima 2 again. Okay, Delta Lima 2, Fox Delta Mike, 5 and 5, 55, 5 and 5, QSL?
Roger, Jeffrey. Here's Delta Lima 2, Fox Delta Mike. You're coming in with 5 and 7. Read 5 and 7. My handle is Rainer. Romeo Alpha India, November Echo Romeo. Who is it?
Okay, Rainer, very good. My call sign is Whiskey 2 Romeo Echo. Whiskey 2 Romeo Echo. My name is Ray, Romeo Alpha Yankee. Romeo Alpha Yankee. QSL? He's weak. Thanks, Mike, for the Echo 7 and Clark Oholic. N2DUI. No, Radio Echo. Last letter, England. Radio Echo. QSL. Well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. 73 from the United States. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Thank you, my friends. Enjoy the day and the Sunday. Take care. Delta Lima 2, Fox Delta Mike 73. Danke.
73. Thanks for calling in.
Delta Alpha 6.
Another cool thing that happens here. Every time I do a live stream, my count from Facebook and YouTube, the followers on Facebook, usually from a live stream, I'll pick up 50 new followers on Facebook. Here on YouTube, I don't have as many subscribers, but since I started the stream, I picked up another 15 subscribers. So it's obviously working. This is somewhat entertaining to some people out there. Boy, if I could get this to the masses. So if you could share it, tell your friends, or however we can get the word out. QRZ, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Delta Oscar 7 Sugar Tango Papa.
Big signal out of Germany. Delta Oscar 7 Sugar Tango Papa, 5 and 9, 59 plus. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you for 5-9. I'm using 20 watts. 20 watts on a ground spike dipole. Over.
20 watts with a dipole. Amazing. Beautiful signal here. I'm running 6/6/6, running 1500 watts. Go ahead.
Roger, okay. Yeah, my antenna is a ground spike dipole, 9 feet long. Over.
Amazing. I can't believe how loud you are with a 9-foot dipole. Very, very strong. Thank you very much for calling in from Germany.
Yeah, okay, thank you, no problem. 73, by the way, I've got your contact on QRZ.com. Please confirm it, over.
Yeah, QSL 73.
73, have a nice day.
People ask me to confirm on QRZ. I don't have time to sneeze, right? I mean, you can send the card to Logbook of the World or to however Logbook of the World, just do the confirmation. So CCX is how we track. Everything I log here locally, here in New York, is put into a logger that we have we have our own built-in logger for every member, and it just spits it right in there, and it's in the cloud, so I can, if I want to, I can get on my iPhone and check my log, and I could be in the Caribbean on vacation. I could check my log. The log is always there. These are the benefits that using our service. You get the built-in logger, you get the Logbook of the World upload. And, it's a lot of cool stuff with features. QRZ, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Echo 77 DX.
Hey, Amir, booming 59 plus. Go ahead.
No, you're doing it right, 59 plus. So I'm just tuning around and hear you there. Hope everything is good.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, everything's good. How was your trip to Victor 7?
It was very nice. We made over 100,000 contacts.
Wow.
And back in Hawaii a little bit. Got cold, lost my voice, but it's easier recovering. So probably you hear that there is a little bit of scratch in my voice still.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, I seen that. I seen you went to Hawaii and operated the contest. I seen something. I think you posted that you lost your voice. Hey, listen, dude, it happens, right? I mean, I mean, after making 100,000 Qs at Victor 7 and coming to Hawaii and trying to make another 4,000 or 5,000 Qs, I'm not surprised that you lost your voice.
Yeah, well, it happened. Yeah, the air condition did kill me. But
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay, we'll let you go. Amazing signal. Enjoy the pileup and the tour around. Good luck.
Yeah. Poor propagation here today, Amir. 10 meters is not. It was closed down when I checked an hour ago. Maybe things are starting to open a little better, but you're 20 over. Good to hear you. Echo 77DX, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Bye-bye, take care, 7-3.
7-3. So Amir was just on a de-expedition, Victor 73 Whiskey, out in the Pacific. I don't even remember what the name of the country is. But anyway, he went there with a bunch of young people, and they made 100,000 QSOs from this island that's very rare. And then after the contest, you got to remember he lives in Bosnia, so he left Bosnia, flew to this island out in the Pacific, spent 2 weeks there. Then he either flew or took a boat to Hawaii, went there and operated the ARRL DS contest this past weekend, and he was putting up huge numbers, and then he lost his voice. So I'm friends with Amir. He's just like me. He's a tower guy in Europe. What I do here in the U.S., he does there. You may want to follow him on Facebook. Look it up, Echo 77 DX. He has I forget the name of his Facebook page, but he does crazy things like me. He may even be crazier than me. He's younger than me, and he's doing big things over there in Bosnia. So me and him have something very much in common. We're both tower guys. We're both into DXing and contesting. He's more into the contesting than I am. I've had my fun in contesting, but I moved on from that. But he's big. He's very well known in the ham radio community. Echo 77 DX. All right, let's continue on here. QRZ Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. QRZ Europe Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Mike, Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf.
Mike, Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf. Good to hear you again from Northern Ireland. 5 and 7, 57. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're also 5 and 7, Ray. Lovely to get you in there this afternoon. We have a beautiful, beautiful afternoon here. Spring has sprung, Ray. It's about 12 degrees Celsius. I've been out all morning there. It's nothing, only blue skies, Keso.
Oh, man, you're making me jealous. You're making me jealous. We haven't seen any of that here yet on the East Coast of the United States, but it's supposed to get up there to about 65 degrees on Tuesday. Well, good to get you in the log here. It's close to 40 degrees here this morning, and the sun is shining, and it's 11 a.m. here on the East Coast of the United States. Good to get you in the log here. Give me refresh the memory on the name there. Mike Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Yeah, the operator name here is William or Bill, whichever one wants, Ray. That's just about the height of it here. Running the FTDX 5000 MP, 1 kilowatt through the big, large loop antenna. That's the story in this end. Okay, Ray, I'll let you get a few more there. Hopefully the band will really open there, and you'll get most of the bands there's quite a lot of heavy traffic on it. Even 2 meters here local. A lot of guys are doing summits to summits. They're out walking with families and doing all sorts, so because the weather's good. Mind you, Ray, this Wednesday, it's all to come crashing round our ears. They're talking about snow coming in yet again.
Wow.
So there we go. Typical March weather. Ray, 7-3, have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon. Whiskey 2, Romeo Echo, Mike Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf, Bill near Belfast, 73. Bye-bye.
Yeah, okay, very good, Bill. Yeah, I can't bring up QRZ at the moment, but I think I've seen your QRZ page before. Are you the guy with the loop connected to like telephone poles or something like that? A big loop like that? Is that correct?
That is 100% correct, and that's exactly what I'm using here today talking to you. I got old second-hand telegraph poles with extensions on them, and it's 1/4 of a mile long. We feed it with a 4-to-1 current balun. We put extensions on them, and we have talked to the 4 corners of the world. So?
Yep, exactly. See, I have good memories. I couldn't remember your name, Bill, but I could remember your loop antenna. Very good. Okay, good to work you. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday there in Northern Ireland. Mike Italy 0, Tango Lima Golf, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. 7-3, mate.
7-3, Ray. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, QRZ.
This is Delta Oscar 7, Sierra Tango Papa again. I changed my radio, over.
Whiskey
Okay. Delta Oscar 7, Sugar Tango Papa, who changes radio, 5 and 7, 57. Go ahead.
57, yeah, okay, Ray, thank you. Now I'm using a military Medtech radio, PRC 320, over.
Yeah, send me a picture of that. Send me a picture of that. I'd love to see that. And I can hear it's got a different audio quality, but I can understand you, so it's working. Go ahead.
Okay, I thank you. Okay, got your email by QSS. No problem, you're welcome. Thank you for the show, test. Have a nice day.
Yeah. Send me a picture. Send me a picture with you in front of that military radio. I want you in the picture as well. 73. Take care. Bye-bye. 73, thanks. So what I want to do is I want to take his picture and with the military radio and put it on social media, because these are things that people don't see, right? I think these are the cool things that we got to get to ham radio to the masses. QRZ, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Papa Alpha, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo, Oscar Echo 5, Oscar Lima.
Ah, from Austria. Good to hear you. Oscar Echo 5, Oscar Lima, 5-9. 5-9, go ahead.
Okay, thank you for 5 and 9. My name here is Willie, Whiskey India Lima Yankee, and I'm located not far of the city of Salzburg in the northern part of Austria. Microphone back to you. W2 Radio Echo E5OL.
Yeah, okay, Willie. They're in Austria. Fantastic. You're sounding great. You sound like a local here. Propagation isn't the greatest today. We had a solar storm that's created some havoc on the bands, but you're sounding fantastic. I'm running 6/6/6 stack mono banders here from Jonesport, Maine. Go ahead.
Okay, great. Signal audio 1009. A little bit just taken on the band. I'm working here with rather old equipment. It's a Tango Sierra 330 from the 80s by Kenwood. And a homemade LD mouse with about, at the moment, 450 watts. Antenna is 3-element Rabenjagi, about 15 meters above ground, or several, I think about 4 meters above the roof. So that's the condition here. And microphone back to you. What's your name, please?
My name is Ray, Romeo Alpha Yankee. Let me give you a little background, Willie. My name is Ray, Romeo Alpha Yankee. I'm sitting here physically in New York. I am 65 miles north of New York City in the Hudson Valley of New York. But my transmitter is 500 miles to the northeast of me, driving miles, where we've built a remote station on a peninsula, 22-acre blueberry field. We have 5 radio towers, and I'm operating the station remote. And here on 15 meters, we're running 6/6/6. The top antenna is at 135 feet, the middle antenna is 90 feet, and the bottom antenna is 45 feet, all beaming in your direction there, Willie. So hopefully I got that to you so you understand exactly what we're doing. Oscar Echo 5, Oscar Lima, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Okay, Ray. Not the small
Hey,
station,
Dominicus from Arizona.
Understood what you said. You're working on a remote station at 6/6 antenna array, and it's working great. And it's also your heights are very impressive, so it's really good. And and you're up about in the Hudson Valley, about 65 kilometers north of New York, and about 500 miles from your location to the north, you have your remote antenna park, I have to say. Microphone back to you later.
Okay, great, Willie. Fantastic. Very, very happy to get you in the log here today. You're sounding great here into the state of Maine. Appreciate the QSO. Have a good day, and we'll catch you later. Oscar Echo 5, Oscar Lima, Whiskey 2 Radio Echo.
Okay. Maybe can I have a look on the QSS.com? Maybe if I find your antenna back. 73 from Austria, and good luck with your great, enormous radio station. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, 73.
Italy 0 Kilo Norway Quebec.
Europe QRX one moment. So I don't know what happens here, but a lot of the chat messages on Facebook don't make it to my window here. I don't understand it. Tom Fink says he learns digital modes every time he watches, but it didn't show up on the main screen here. So I apologize. If you're trying to get a hold of me and put a message out here, and for me to recognize you in the stream, you got to come over to YouTube, because for whatever reason, Facebook half the time doesn't show up here in my window. It seems like the YouTube chats show up. I'm going to work one or two more stations here and then call it a quits here for the day. There was a big, loud station from Italy there.
Juliet Whiskey, listening.
Okay, the station from Italy again.
Italy 0 Kilo Norway Quebec 80 KNQ over.
Okay, Italy Kilo 0, I think. Kilo November Quebec 59 plus 20. Go ahead.
Roger, but please correct my call sign. I'm old. I have only Italy and the number 0. Italy 0 Kilo Norway Quebec. Roger.
Roger. Italy 0 Kilo November Quebec. You old man. Very good. 59 plus 20. 59 plus 20. Go ahead.
Solid copy, yeah. Great signal here around Italy this afternoon. Also 59 plus 20. Name is Paul, PAUL and QTAG Rome, near to the Vatican City. Roger.
Okay, Paul. Very good. Good to hear you. Thanks for calling in. You have yourself a good day in Italy. Italy 0 Kilo November Quebec. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. Ciao, gracias.
Roger. Look at your beautiful antenna system, your farm on Facebook. Thank you so much for AQSO 73. Ciao.
Ciao, gracias. Thanks for following, old man. Thank you. Whiskey 2 Radio Echo. All right, I got to go QRT here. Thank you for everybody. Thank you for your time. All right. So that was another successful live stream. We did some operating on 15 meters, both sideband and FT8, and I greatly appreciate everybody being in here. If you could please head on over to YouTube, Ham Radio 24/7, Ham Radio 24/7 on YouTube. It'd be greatly appreciated if you hit the subscribe button. If we bring any value to you, if we don't bring any value to you, then of course you could do what you want. If you want to see a cool article and you're a member of the ARRL, check out the latest QST article about our presence on social media and everything we're doing for Ham Radio. The article is well written, and very happy with that article. And everything here is great. Everything's fine. We're going to head off to a birthday party here today. And please keep following. Please liking, and please keep subscribing and keep following. Thank you very much, everybody. Everybody have a great Sunday. And we'll be back at it, hopefully maybe Monday or Tuesday. I got to head up and do a tower job this week, so I don't know which day.